Welcome, I'm Siona from Honouring ME, and this is lesson 1 of my beginner series for learning to crochet. So by now you should have all the tools you need to start. At the very least you should have a hook and some yarn. If you're not sure what to get, you can always check out my Getting Started Gathering the Right Tools, which is a handy guide that shows you the hook, yarn and accessories you will need, and recommendations for where to buy them and what to look for when you are buying them. That's available on my store, and that's a free download for you. So this lesson is designed to get you familiar with your crochet tools so that you have the confidence to start creating stitches. By the end of this lesson you'll have the know-how and will be confident to hold the hook and the yarn, make a slip knot, and yarn over and make a chain. These are the basics to most crochet patterns, as you'll need to make a chain to start most pieces of crochet work. I encourage you to follow this lesson and practice holding the hook and yarn and creating a chain until you are confident in your technique and can make a chain that is consistent, meaning all the chains are of equal size. It is more important to get your stitches consistent than it is to do them quickly. So speed will increase with time the more you practice. So don't worry about how fast you're going or how slow you're going, just get consistent. So the following steps have been included in this lesson. I am right-handed, so they will be shown right-handed, so apologies to any left-handed, but I will refer to them as my hook hand and my yarn hand, so hopefully it makes it easier. So the steps we'll follow is how to hold the hook, how to hold the yarn, how to make a slip knot, what is a yarn over, and making a chain. So throughout this lesson I'm also going to refer to my fingers as my thumb, my pointer, my middle finger, my index finger, and my pinky. So hopefully we're all using the same names. So step 1 is how to hold the hook. So what's important here is that it feels comfortable with you when you're holding it, and you need to be able to have full control. So you need to be able to move the hook in circles. So I think of it a bit as holding a pen. You have the pointer finger and your thumb to hold the hook. It'll rest on the middle finger, but you need to keep your grip relaxed. So when you're using your hook, it'll have no support during yarn over. If I demonstrate. So when you're using it, your index finger of yarn hand helps guide when pulling the yarn through, but your middle finger of the hook hand helps guide the hook when pulling through, and that you'll get to see that further later on. But see, I use my index finger to guide and my middle finger on the hook. That you'll see as you get more practice. Okay, so hopefully we know how to hold the hook. Step 2 is how to hold the yarn. How you hold the yarn is important for maintaining control and tension. So this will control how tight or loose the stitches are formed on the hook. So, demonstrate. This is how you're going to hold it. Let's do it quickly again. Alright, so to get to that, you're going to hold the end of your yarn with your hook hand and lay it across your fingers. You're going to pull yarn behind the pinky finger. You're then going to pull it up and behind the pointer finger. Then you pull it down and you're ready to use it. So just to show that again, hold it across your fingers. You're then going to pull it down below your pinky finger, up over your fingers, and it's going to go across the middle two and behind the pointer finger and back down. So this, when you're using it, your pointer finger will give the tension, pull forward and back, and this helps, having it wrapped around your pinky finger helps keep it secure. Okay. So then the next step is how to make a slip knot. So a slip knot is the foundation for starting most crochet projects, and it's important to get it right. So you don't want it to unravel. It took me a while to get this one. I made a few projects without doing it right. Okay, so that's making a slip knot. So let's do it in slow. Okay, so hold the yarn in your left hand, in your yarn hand, as you would, as shown in the previous step. Helps control tension even in this step. So use your right hand, make a loop with the end of the yarn so that it's behind and pointing down. So see? You then hold the loop closed with your middle finger and thumb of your yarn hand. You're going to use the pointer finger and thumb of your hook hand to reach through that loop, and you're going to grab that yarn that's on the other side and you're going to pull that through the loop. As you see, pull up. So the left hand pulls on the end of the yarn and the right hand pulls on the loop, and then it tightens in the middle. So you pull that until you've got a knot. So it's now ready to attach to the hook. So if you want to make the loop smaller, you pull on the yarn leading into the back to the main ball. That's the ball. If you want to make it bigger, just pull on that loop and make it bigger. So you can adjust it. Usually make it small and stick your hook in. Pull it so that it's snug, so it should slide easily, but it's not tight on that hook. Okay. So we'll show that again. So we're holding it in our hand. So we're going to use our hook hand to make a loop. So turn, so the pointy bit's pointing down and it's behind the yarn. Hold together with the thumb and your middle finger. Reach through that loop with your pointer and thumb of your hook hand and grab that yarn and pull it through. Pull on this to tighten, and then you've got your knot that's tight and your loop that moves freely in and out. And we're done. So now, what is a yarn over? Okay, so you're going to hold your hook, as we've said in the first step, which is between your thumb and your pointer, resting on your middle. You're going to hold the yarn as the second step, so wrapped around your fingers, ready to use. And you've got your slip knot made and your yarn on your hook. So you're going to use the middle finger and thumb of your yarn hand to hold the end of the yarn at the base of the stitch. So down here. You're going to place the hook across the yarn. You're going to secure the loop with the hook. You're going to secure the loop on the hook with your middle finger and thumb of your hook hand. You move the hook under the yarn, then up, and the hook, that is one yarn over. So just to show that again, so you've got it all secure. Your hook in your hand, you're securing the base of the stitch, rest the hook across the yarn, then move it under, and done. Now if you need to do 2 yarn overs, you just do that again, and then 3 yarn overs. Your pattern or the stitch that you're doing will tell you how many yarn overs. So 1 yarn over, 2 yarn over, 3. You can use your fingers to pull them down the hook if you need to. Okay, so that is a yarn over. So now, the final step, making a chain. Okay, so we're going to yarn over once. You're going to keep hold of the base of the stitch between your middle finger and thumb of your yarn hand. You're going to keep the middle finger of the hook hand as a guide to the yarn and to stop the loop falling off the hook. You're going to pull through that yarn through the loop on your hook. Okay, you've got your first chain. So you keep repeating that. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So as you can see, we keep the stitch snug but not tight on the hook, and you'll end up with your chain stitches being of equal size, and you can just keep going until you get all the chains that you need. Done. Okay, so that's the end of the first lesson. Basic lesson, but this is one of the most important. You want to make sure that you get a nice, even, consistent chain. If it's too tight, you will struggle to get your hook through to start the next stitches, which we'll learn next lesson. If it's too loose as well, you'll end up with a sloppy looking piece of work. So practice and practice and practice until you are comfortable holding the yarn, holding the hook, and creating your chain. And then tomorrow we will learn some of the basics. Thank you.